what I try to do immediately is wake up and thank God, one, that I'm alive, and two, I try to speak it into existence and set the precedent saying, thank you, today is going to be a good day. Or thank you, I hope today is better than yesterday. Or thank you, today will be better than yesterday. It will be better. Not I hope, it will be better.
You are now tuning in to the Roughnecks Podcast with your host, Cole Nixon. Much love.
One last thing before we get into today's episode. A lot of people ask how they can support the podcast. Well, I have a couple easy ways. The first way is just listen and subscribe. And another thing you can do is go follow the Roughnecks Podcast on social media. We're on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube as well. If you get something out of today's show, then do me a favor, share it with a friend. If you really want to go above and beyond to support the podcast, then head over to roughneckspodcast.com and get you some of that merch. I appreciate all of the support, but let's get into today's episode. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Roughnecks Podcast. We have another in-person episode. This is back-to-back in-person episodes, actually. So episode 96 was a Hold My Beer episode, which we'll talk about here in a second. And then episode 97 today is with Tyler Ruff, who was on the first ever Hold My Beer episode. But Tyler Ruff, welcome back to the Roughnecks Podcast. The setup for the podcast is 100 times better than what it was for the first Hold My Beer. I'll get into that for a minute, but man, what's going on? Welcome back to the podcast.
What's up, buddy? How you doing?
Oh, I'm doing. So for those of you who don't know, I had an idea for the first recording of the Hold My Beer where I didn't quite have the right setup for a dual, like an in-person episode, and I had one microphone, but it was. As if you went and listen to that episode, you know it is the audio quality is not great. But yeah. So, but now I got the if you guys go look on Instagram and the TikTok, you'll see kind of my setup where I got we sit on a couch and got two microphones, got two headphones, and we actually sound like we look somewhat official, sound more official.
Oh, I feel so official right now. Are you kidding me? The last one we did, I think, at least me personally, you sounded good because you knew where the mic was, but as we were going on,
I'm the rookie at this.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's your show, bud.
97 episodes in.
That's a lot of shows.
Close to 100.
Yeah, what are you gonna do for your 100?
I have no freaking idea. Me and Clayton talked about it, so I have an idea.
I got one too.
What's your idea?
I think you already told me.
Let me tell you my idea first.
Okay.
My idea is my parents.
Okay, yeah, that's not what I was thinking, but yeah, it is a good one.
My parents, but you know what else my problem is? Getting my parents to agree to do it because they're not going to. They don't want to because I tried to tell mom. I was like telling them about. I was like, "Well, you guys gotta come on the podcast," and I was like, "At least do like a drinking episode with me."
Mm-hmm.
And mom is like, "Oh, I can sit there and drink," and I'm like, and talking to a microphone, and she's like, "No," and I'm like, "Yes, mom, that's like the whole point of what we are doing." And yeah, it's just not. Sorry, my watch. I can't get it to. I want to turn the ringer. Oh my god! Every time I freaking swipe up, somebody text. There we go.
I think you should bribe them.
Be like, I will buy you 4 12-packs of Miller High Life.
I mean, whatever you gotta do, just get them on.
That'd be sweet. I gotta come up with it soon. Otherwise, because I'm still like, because what? This is 97. So 98, 99. The day this comes out, not this Friday, but next Friday,
okay,
is when that would come out. So this comes out. We're recording this on Monday. It comes out May 6th. Let's put it that way. Which is crazy to think that May's that close to us.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I still feel like it's beginning of April, honestly.
Yeah, it's kind of weird to think. It's legit almost been a year since I've been out of school.
You're old.
This sucks. Adulting sucks.
I mean, we're growing up, dude.
Crap, my timer stopped. We gotta get the timer going again so that way I know when to go pee. every every half hour. So you were the first official guest on the Hold My Beer. You broke out the Hold My Beer episodes. So I recorded by the time this comes out, Hold My Beer number 2 is out because this is episode 97. Yeah, so 96 would have came out last Friday. And I recorded it with my brother sitting right in this exact spot. And me and my brother can sit and knock a few beers back.
You guys are basically twins. I mean, if we're being honest, you guys look alike, talk alike, act the same. There's just a big age gap.
Not as big as me and my sister, that's for sure.
Wasn't it like 6 years? 6 years?
Me and Clayton was born in 92. I was born in 98. So yeah, 6 years. And then me and my sister's 16. My oldest sister. I'm the baby.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure me and Clayton talked about that in our episode too. About me being the baby and getting spoiled with everything when I was younger.
You're gonna make your parents like hate you, especially when you tell me like, guess how long I've been out of college? How's that make you feel? And I'm the baby.
Yeah, they're kind of weird with me not being home as often.
Mm-hmm.
It's been like they're like, I don't think they know what to do. Like they legit have an empty house and don't know kind of like they're like don't know how. I don't think they know how to take it.
Yeah. Just so your viewers know, every time I go by your house, I don't know if you notice, I honk.
That's
and usually they're out there and they see me and they way back.
Half the time they'll be like, I don't know who you are, but okay, hi. Because like Alex does it too, and a bunch of people do it. Alex is another one I've been trying to get on, but he won't. He's like, oh, what will we talk about? And I'm like, dude, I never know what I'm going to talk about. Like, that's what me and you talked about before. You were like, do you have anything you're going to... And I'm like, dude, I don't script hardly at all anymore. I'm just like, whatever, we'll figure it out on the fly.
I was so nervous last time, dude. It wasn't even like I'm just
see, but it's not as bad as you think.
Oh yeah,
and especially when you're drinking, it's really easy. But it's not as bad. I think some people like. I'll be honest. Like I was on a podcast that's like got taken down. I don't know. She was weird. She like interviewed a bunch of podcasters and like make short little like 10-15 minute episodes. And then like ghosted everybody. Like it got uploaded and then she like ghosted everybody. I don't know, it was weird. But so I remember, but I was like nervous because I was like, this is like I remember being nervous. And I used to also get nervous when I go to record, like with somebody.
Yeah.
98 episodes later, 97 episodes later, I'm just like, whatever.
Let's just talk.
Yep. Yeah, like I don't get nervous. I mean, every so often I'll get a bit of like, I don't even know if I want to call it nervousness. Like maybe a little bit of butterflies, just because it's like, depending on the guest. Like if I have like, freaking when I had Chris Lee, like at first I was nervous, but as soon as you start talking, it's just kind of you're just you're normal again.
So is that the one that really broke the ice? Because that's Granger Smith's tour manager, right?
Yeah.
Because when he came on, that's when we ended up. It was a few weeks after that we ended up going up to his concert, right? I don't think it was too long after that.
It was. I'm gonna look because I remember exactly when the concert was. So I recorded. Chris Lee was September 6th is when that episode came out, and I recorded it August 30th or 31st. I remember that because it was the end of the month. They had a break. They were home and didn't have anything because I recorded with him. And then the next night, I'm pretty sure I recorded with his bus driver's Risky Business with Butch and Bull. But the concert was October 16th, so it was about a month later.
But weren't those the one that basically like? I know you already had a bunch of episodes at the time, but that was like the ones that broke the ice, and you're like, okay, I feel pretty good about this.
Let's see. Let's look at some of the people I recorded with before that, because I mean, I had some decent guests.
You had a good bit of people on.
Not including All My Ohio Wesleyan, not to knock anybody. Richie Worship, who I didn't know at all. He played football at Purdue. Carter Franklin, at the time, he was making videos for Myles Garrett. That was kind of about it. Now he's been on twice. He'll be on again here before too long. He's actually with Ohio State now.
Yeah, I saw that you shared a post about that on Instagram.
Lindsay Carastensel, she's like a lawyer, has her own podcast that probably does way better than mine. called Be Bolder. She was a cool guest. Hayden Adcock, who is the marketing director for E Apparel. Joe
Sweet.
Delagrave he won a silver medal at the Paralympics this past year in rugby.
You've had some pretty good
CJ
people on.
Saunders, who is a receiver for the Carolina Panthers now. He played at Ohio State. Let's see. Chris Lee, who's Granger Smith's tour manager. Risky Business, who is Granger Smith's bus drivers. Carly Rogers, who's a up and coming country artist. She made songs with like Upchurch. Kyle Chaney, who is one of the most badass side by side racers there is. He's also a hometown guy. Adelaide Aquila, who is a national champion, Big Ten champion, and Olympian for shot put. Went to
Wow.
Ohio State.
That's
Travis, Dirty Prescott kids. Filling my cup with some whiskey and ice. I finished that in a chug a Bush Light. These are some of just my like real more known guests, I guess I would say.
cool. Yeah.
Wyatt Griffith. I played with him in college. He trains Terrell Owens.
Wow.
And yeah, that's kind of who I've had. Some of the big time guests. Sorry for anybody listening who's like, "What the fuck?" All right, cool.
And
Thanks
then
for.
there's me. I'm a nobody.
It's not that I discredit any of my guests. I've loved every one of my episodes. There's not an episode that I've been like, "I wish I didn't record that."
Yeah.
Like every episode, I've been like, "That was a good time."
I bet they were fun, dude. I mean, 97. Something's got to be fun for you to do it 97 times.
And I'll be honest, my next available slot. Now I don't have all these scheduled, but like I have all of these people agreed to. My next available slot for the podcast would be episode 127,
Wait,
which is in August.
you have 30 more spots filled already?
Yeah.
Holy crap.
Well, hold on, time out. Pause. Because it's more like 15.
Is it like recurring ones?
Because Fridays are a lot of the Friday episodes are Fast Fridays where I don't even have a guest. It's just a solo episode. I make a real quick episode about 15 minutes, post it, and it's just a solo episode. So here's kind of how my episodes work. So we'll just start episode 90 Q&A Friday.
Okay.
91 guest. 92 Fast Friday. 93 guest. 94 Fast Friday. 95 guest. 96 Hold My Beer. 97 guest. 98 Fast Friday. 99 guest. 100 we don't know. So yeah, that's it. So I post 2 episodes a week, and so only like so of like half of them are guests, like with a guest.
That's still a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, when's the last date you're booked up to? You know, like in the future, like what month?
Like actually have scheduled.
Yeah.
So I have one scheduled for this week with a next week's guest. I'm trying to find it. I'm lost right now. There we go. I have 1, 2, 3 more episodes booked after this one. So that one's yours. That's bleep bleep. That's bleep bleep. So, and I'm about to schedule all of next month. This weekend. So, yeah.
You're a busy dude anymore.
I don't know how I do it sometimes. Like, I'm not even trying to like praise myself, but like I look at like Google Calendar. I don't. My downfall, I will say, my downfall is I do not keep up on the social media as much as I should. Like I don't. I feel like I could grow more if I use social media more to my advantage, but I'm also so busy that like and I'm not great at making graphics and making cool looking things, so I just kind of I don't know. My social media manager fell off on me.
Oh, that stinks.
If she's listening, she just fucking ghosted me. So I was like, literally, I haven't talked to her. She just disappeared.
It's not like you haven't heard that before. She ghosted you. Haven't we all?
Been there before, been there too many times, that's for sure.
It's not fun, dude.
No.
It really puts you in your sorrows.
It's okay. It happens. It's good for you. It's good for the soul. Good to sometimes it's good to get fucked over.
What's a good wake up call? Honestly,
It's life.
yeah.
And you need those in life because, and I'm not saying don't marry your high school sweetheart or things like that, but anymore today, that's not as likely. Um, and I think social media is a killer of that. Because like
In
you
what
look at
aspects?
you look at like our parents, like most of our parents, most of our grandparents, like they knew each other.
Yeah,
They were like one of the few people they dated.
yeah.
They
And
got
then just
married,
went back home. Yeah,
and then that was it. Like, and then they had kids, and now it's like, I don't know, like that you date a lot of people. If we live in a one night stand culture, because I think social media is a killer of that because like you see there's too many temptations on social media. I don't know exactly how to put it.
I know what you mean. It's
Like I just feel like, social media has drug relations apart because, oh, why are you liking such and such picture? Oh, it's so easy to talk to somebody. It's so easy to like, back then they didn't, I feel like not that it was not a thing, but like you didn't cheat. Like you didn't see as much cheating
no.
because you didn't have an easy way to talk to each other.
Well, if there was, you didn't know about it because now we
Yeah.
can talk almost instantly with a person. I'm not talking like FaceTime or talk on a phone, but like social media, you can talk to somebody instantly by texting them.
Well, just like how I get my guests. A lot of times I message like Chris Lee and them type of people on Instagram.
Yeah.
If social media wasn't a thing, one, I probably wouldn't know who they are. And
Yeah.
two, I would never get half of the guests that I get.
So it's more to your benefit these days.
Well, social media, we've talked on, me and Dante, I think, talked about it. It can be a tool, but it can also hurt you.
You got to
It can
be.
be a tool business wise. Personally, like socially, it can hurt you.
I agree. You got to be picky and choosy because your phone does hear what you say, what you talk about, and stuff like that related will pop up eventually.
So, yeah, I was looking at cabins in Tennessee and I was talking about it. I forget who I was talking about it with, but we were looking at getting a cabin and we were looking. And I'm pretty sure I was looking on my laptop. I got on Instagram, scrolling,
It was-
ad for a freaking cabin in Tennessee. And I'm like, I hate this. I hate
Yep.
this. I hate this. This is stupid. The scary social media is TikTok. You don't
Yeah.
have TikTok, do
No,
you?
I don't.
Don't. Don't.
No, I don't need it.
I have to put TikTok. I did it on purpose. So like my home screen, like my main screen. Now I have a lot of social media there, but like I hid TikTok on the next screen. So
Yeah.
like when I open my phone, I don't see it right away because I mean you can get bad on TikTok. Like you can get in an endless scroll, like literally an endless scroll to where all of a sudden you're like 2 hours later, you're like, what in the world? What happened? How did 2 hours go by? Because you sit there and scroll for 2 hours.
Yeah.
And the algorithm specifies to you so much that it is just video after video after video that you like. If you scroll to like the Instagram reels, you get a lot of videos that you're like, these are dumb, these are dumb, these are dumb. But it's still a lot of the same stuff that you like. But TikTok, the algorithm is scary.
I bet, dude. Well, that's one of the reasons I don't want to download because I don't want to spend that much time looking at my phone. I mean, I already probably spend more than enough time on social media than I would want to,
Mm-hmm.
and it would kill my motivation to do anything.
Yeah. So I wanted to tell you because the episode's not out yet, so you haven't heard it. But so the hold my beer number 2 with my brother is I did a thing and I was 10 minutes went in to the episode. I went, so Tyler and me did this thing on the first one where every 10 minutes we take a shot.
Yeah.
And he goes, no. I don't remember exactly what he said, but like the look on his face was like, how long are we recording again? Like, so I had little shooters of Fireball because I went to the Kroger. The Kroger in Hebron doesn't have a liquor store.
What?
So they only had the shooters. Yeah,
Oh, dang.
their liquor selection is very slim. But so I so only had shooters, but we didn't do it every 10 minutes, but we kept that tradition going, and I'm gonna keep it going for everyone where I'm gonna find something to take a shot of. It's gonna in the first 10 minutes, and I'm gonna bring it up to them too. I'm gonna be like, so we have to do this every 10 minutes.
Uh-huh.
and see what they say. But I don't know how we did as many shots as we did that night.
Well, for starters, your episode was only supposed to be like an hour long, and we made it 2, and we could have done 3, honestly, but we had to cut it off.
Exact same thing happened with me and my brother.
Did it really?
It was supposed. I told him I was like an hour, hour and a half, probably max. And then all of a sudden we get to an hour and a half and we're still talking. And I'm like, yeah, we're not stopping. We're just gonna keep going. But then 2 hours came and I was like, all right, I'm cutting it off. We're done. But yeah, I think Hold My Beer episodes might be 2 hour episodes, to be honest, because it especially when you get drinking and we drink, like you don't realize, especially if you sit here and start talking into the microphone,
Yeah.
especially like this. The other one you noticed, I feel like a little more, but this version, like you're just taking a sip in between. And then all of a sudden, like I looked and I have 5 empty beer cans and 6 empty shooters. And I'm
Yeah.
like, what in the world just happened?
Yeah, these microphones are an upgrade, dude, compared to the last one sucked. I re-listened to that episode and I couldn't believe how muffled and quiet I was. Well, I didn't know I was that far away from the microphone. I was thinking,
Mhm.
oh yeah, it can pick me up. And then the more we were drinking, the farther I started to lay down and get away from like, oh dude, I don't feel so good.
Either way, it's your tradition now to take a shot at least once at the 10-minute mark. So yeah, you started a tradition, but we will never again be calling people asking them to make
Wait,
shots.
did you order a pizza? Because I thought you were gonna order a pizza and try to eventually get a pizza delivery dude on.
Yeah, we didn't do that one. I don't know. The pizza thing, I know I said that. I may bring that back, but I don't know. I just wasn't hungry that night either. So it's just, I feel like it's a, I don't know. It could,
Dude,
the
I-
shot thing for sure, but the pizza thing, meh.
I think you should do it simply for the fact that even if that dude doesn't listen to your podcast, he'll be going around telling people like, "Hey, this dude just had me come on his podcast just
This is
because I
true.
brought him pizza."
This is true.
It'll get the word out.
I mean, I might. We'll see. I feel like this is like, you look at this door, right? Can you keep it down over there? Yes, please make that. Okay. Anyway, yeah. So, oh yeah, you'll have to get a shirt. You said you wanted to make a. Should I release the Hold My Beer shirts to the public?
What do you mean, hold my beer shirts? I ain't seen no hold my beer shirts.
You said you wanted to get a shirt. I showed you it.
When was this?
You said you wanted to make.
Oh yeah, I remember.
Hold on, pause. Yeah, me and Clayton talked about it, and then I sent you a Snapchat of it. Here, look.
Did you send it in Messenger? No, you
No, I
didn't
sent it on
Messenger.
Snapchat.
Yeah, but I thought you in the the message part in the chat.
We talked about it.
Oh,
in
dude,
there.
yes, that's freaking sweet. That is sweet. Watch this. I gotta wear that when I go camping.
But I might post it on the Instagram story. If you guys look real closely on the TikTok and stuff, the front of the shirt says "Hold My Beer" and it's got a couple beer mugs, and then on the sleeve it's got the Roughnecks bowl, which is my touch to it, and then on the back it says "Watch this." I haven't decided if I want to release them to the public though. I feel like I should. I feel like they'll sell.
Minimum, I think you should do it for, and I'm biased saying this, but hold my beer guests.
Yeah, I'll at least do that. Yes, at the very least.
I'm gonna call something crazy. I think that might be your best selling one.
I think it will. I've already had like that day that I sent that Snapchat. Most people are like, "I want one of those beer shirts." I'm like, "Fuck." I don't know if I'm releasing that one. That one was just for me. That was a sample, so
Dude,
I
those
might
are
change
awesome.
it slightly. You said you wanted to put first guest ever.
Yes,
I don't know where I'd put it. Probably on the back.
or the other sleeve or something.
I was the first guest.
Yeah, yeah. I think like for the people you have on
Or I
for
could
those
put.
episodes,
I
they should
could
be
for
custom.
you. I could do like hold my beer, first guest,
Yes,
something like
or
that.
guest number 1,
Yeah,
like no, number sign 1.
yeah. I don't know. We'll see. What do you guys think? I'll put a poll out on Instagram for you guys for if you guys I'll put the shirt.
You got to post a picture though too, so people know what they're getting into.
Yeah, I'll post the shirt and I'll say, should I release these to the public? And if an overwhelming amount of people, my sister-in-law was like, "You were making me a deal. You were like, I don't care if I have to come on the podcast." I'm like, "All right, we'll see."
It's going to be your most popular. I'm just calling it now.
You know what? Surprisingly, you know what my most popular thing that I've sold on the website is?
Hats or sweatshirts?
T-shirt,
Which one?
St. Patrick's Day shirts.
What?
The green one and the black shirt with the green bowl. Those ones were the ones. Dude, I sold like I don't know how many, but that was my top like in that short amount of time. They were only on there for like a week and a half, 2 weeks.
And that was your best one, so.
That's been the most popular shirt that I like shirts. I combine them because like they're only two shirts, but they're both St. Patrick's Day shirts, and those have been the most popular ones that I've sold.
Huh. Maybe you just put them out at the right time, I guess. I mean,
Not-
it was
not
around St.
really,
Patrick's
actually.
Day, but
No, I put them out too late to where only the people that ordered them like the day of or the day after got them on time for St. Patrick's Day.
I know at least some people at my work there are still celebrating after the fact. So
Yeah. What did I do for St. Patrick's Day? I worked. I
What-
didn't do a damn thing.
what day is it? I don't even know.
It's
I don't celebrate it.
Thursday, isn't it? It's a Thursday. Yeah, let's ask Siri. When is St. Patrick's Day? March 17th, which is a Thursday.
Yeah, I was probably working.
Yeah. I don't even think I wore green, nothing. I didn't care. Anyway, you got anything you want to talk about today before we go into break? Because we're getting close to break. So,
What are we taking? A half hour? You said.
yeah, we can go half hour or we can go to 45 and record for or 40.
Should I go over stuff about me then, in case
Oh
people
yeah,
didn't
we
watch
haven't
the
even done a
last episode?
background on yourself.
Yeah, I mean, we're only
We-
25 minutes
we-
in, you know.
We just fucking rolled through everything. Yeah, for those of you who don't know who Tyler is, Tyler, who are you?
Well, I've been friends with you for wow, I feel old now. We've been friends for 12 years since we were 11 years old.
Holy shit.
Yeah, fifth grade,
Yeah.
Biddy ball. Known him. Well, I mean, we were kind of close in middle school too, but I don't even think we really started growing close until high school, and it was just little by little. Especially with football Friday nights, we had two traditions we would follow with. Even with basketball too, as well. If it was a Friday game, Tuesdays not so much, but Fridays at least, it was either go back to Cole's house, have a bonfire, or we would go out to beat ups, like every single time.
Dude, the amount of money, like I literally spent like, when we were in high school, we had no freaking money.
Yeah,
I would save $20 specifically for B-dubs
Yeah.
every week.
you had
Every
to.
single week. And I remember one time I paid like tens, five, and I had like to pay with the rest with like quarters because I didn't have any money. But I was like, we went to B-dubs, me, you, Bobby,
Yeah.
Gavin, when he was still with us.
So,
That
I
was
thi-
it was really just me, you, and
How much did Caleb go?
he went some, but then also remember he quit playing basketball too.
What about Ben?
Oh, Morris, you're talking
Yeah,
Morris.
I'm talking
Morris
Morris.
went a lot, yeah.
Yeah, and I think Ben Pack went a lot too.
Yeah. I don't know. We kind of me, you, and Bobby were like the three that
Yeah, it's like we had to
always
go.
like it was every single time.
But
Oh, dude, I remember those days.
yeah, so I've known Cole basically forever, my whole time being in Tasco here. What happened after high school was I went to go to Wright State Lake. It's a branch campus for Wright State University, and I was recruited to play basketball there. And my first actual practice, to give you some prior knowledge, I am prone to getting concussions from basketball, which you know about. I had four of them at the time, and that first practice, we were doing a drill. We were working on Euro steps, and this guy, I ain't gonna lie, he was probably gonna be more so the team manager, and he was trying to go around me, and he popped me with his elbow in the head, and then when I fell on the ground, I hit my head on the hardwood floor, and I started to sit up, and I started to fall back over. But all the guys are helping me out, and I've always heard from doctors, after I get diagnosed, say, once you're 5, that's it. You can't have no more. And so I was scared to death of that and how my brain would function. So what the coach did,
So that's what's wrong with you.
hey dude, watch it. But no, the coach brought me on. Shout out to Coach Rich. He brought me on as a student assistant, and that was a really cool experience. Still being able to go with guys, all the games they went to, still be involved in practices. Um, every now and then, if I'd feel up to it, I would actually play in practices. I just wouldn't really get too physical. I ain't gonna lie, I would hug the 3-point line. I didn't want to get down in there and get beat up again. But that was a really fun experience. I came out with two awesome friends out of it. My roommate David and my other buddy Isaac. Phenomenal guys. I would let's put if I had, not to get a little weird, but if I had a daughter, I would let them date easily.
I'd hope she'd be like our age.
I'm they're to better explain. They're just model guys that
Stand up guys.
yes, they really are, like, true to heart, down home. Um, but I still owe some money to Wright State. I want to say it's roughly $5,500, something like that.
Must be nice.
Yeah,
Just kidding.
I feel bad for you.
I hate that saying, but I mean, I made my personal decision to spend a lot of money to get a piece of paper, which I don't use, but that's okay.
Take out a loan, you got to pay it back. I mean, and I'm not knocking. That goes for everybody, honestly. When you take it out, you got to pay it back.
My only thing, and I'm not saying don't go to college. I'm saying make sure it's. See, I get so iffy on this situation because like I loved Ohio Wesleyan.
Yes.
I mean, obviously there were certain things that I didn't love about it, but I loved like the people I met. Like I would not have this podcast if it wasn't for Ohio Wesleyan. Like I
No.
truly do believe that because that is the reason that sparked my interest in podcasting, and it was through marketing class. Shout out Dr. Volrath. He was the one who. I mean, we just had to make a freaking podcast, one episode per class, and it was.
Yeah.
I think it was Volrath. I don't remember. Was it Volrath? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Volrath. Volrath was one of my favorite professors. I had him a lot because he was a business professor, and I was a marketing major. He taught all the marketing classes too. So, but yeah, that kind of sparked it, and like that's where I struggled because like, and I got to play 4 years of the sport. 4 extra years of the sport I love. Great memories that I'll never forget. Friends that like a lot of my guests have been Ohio Wesleyan guys that I met through Ohio Wesleyan or through people like I met them through people that I met at Ohio. Like it's just kind of all the connections I built there were huge. And but then I get my bill every month for my loans, and the 8th of every month is a dreaded day. Let's put it that way.
I would say, at least for high schoolers, more so freshmen and sophomores, the best advice I personally would like to receive. I don't know about you, but remember when we went to C-Tech and we had to walk around like their job fair or whatever?
Yeah.
I would have paid so much more attention, and
I wish I did.
I would have cared more about it.
I wish I would have gone to C-Tech, to be honest.
Well, at one point, I wanted to be a diesel mechanic, and they had that there.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, I could have went there junior, senior year, came out of that. Would I have been certified?
Pretty
after coming out of
much.
there?
You at least have experience.
Yes, I would have had to do a little bit more schooling or on the job training.
Yeah.
And then, dude, I could easily.
But see, that's the thing is companies are more willing to help you with that because you already have enough knowledge that they're like,
yes,
we know he's going to get through school.
So I could have been, what? I'm 23 now. Probably could have my own house by now if I'd have done that, honestly. But I didn't pay attention because I thought it was stupid, and I've always been preached college, college, college. That's what you have to do, no matter what.
Yeah. Yeah, I hate that. If you had to give one piece of advice to a high schooler right now, thinking about trying to figure out what the hell they want to do, what would it be? A senior in high school.
College is not your only option. Let's say forget college altogether. And this goes for guys and girls because I have seen an enormous amount of women in the trades. Like it's actually kind of shocking because you don't really think about that till you're on the job site and visually see it.
Mhm.
But there are a lot of women in trades. And first off, they pay for your schooling. Second, it's on the job training. A third.
You're getting paid to learn.
Yeah, it's not like going to college. Oh, you pay the money
To
and
learn something that you're gonna have to scratch and relearn anyway when you get into the real world.
well, a bachelor's degree is a dime a dozen now. I mean, you got to be unique in your own way. But yeah, the best advice would be forget college altogether. Um, actually look at trade schools. I don't care what it is. At least have an open mind and look at it because after you graduate, if you start doing that, I think most um, either internships or schools or whatever, could be anywhere from 2 to 5 years. Because I know at least the plumbers union, it's 5 years. Um, but if you do 2 to 4 years, by the time you're 22, I'm not kidding. You could easily make at least $30 an hour once you get done with school. And after that, if you get licensed or you get your master's and whatever you're in, you're like take your master's certification, you can make a lot of money by the time you're 25.
Yeah, like a lot. Like I look at even the job I have now, like where I don't have to go to school for what I do. Like I can just it's all basically learning on the job.
Yeah.
But I look at if I'd one, I don't think I was ready then. Like right out of high school, I would not have been ready whatsoever. I needed
Yeah.
to do a lot more maturing. Because see that's the other thing. Because my mom has told me this. Yeah, I'm a mommy's boy. Whatever. Fuck off, guys. My mom. I remember my mom telling me like going away to college was the best thing for you because you matured. Like it gave you a chance to.
I don't know about that.
I did. You look at me from high school and telling me I'm not more matured than I was in high school. God, I was an idiot in high school.
We all were.
But I forget where I was going with that to begin with. But yeah, I mean, you're just pushed college, 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 college. And like if I had to give one piece of advice, it'd be, you know, make sure you're looking at more than just the partying. Because like how many? I mean, let's be real. How many people go? Because we know a lot of them. How many people go to OU from walk-ins that just go to party?
I'm gonna call them out as a whole. The class of 16 from Watkins, the whole freaking class.
Well, see, none of them went to OU. They just went there to.
Well,
A lot of them did.
Well, a lot of them went there, but that was their end. You know, that was their end, at least for parking.
Yeah. It. Yeah, I don't know. And the class behind us too. Not a lot from our class. I feel like really went.
No, our class, I hate to admit it, we all hated each other. I mean, we really did, but I think we kind of had our head on our shoulders more so than the people in front and behind us.
He kind of going back to the C-Tech thing real quick. I want to because I just came back in my head. You know what I think? You know, I wish I'd have gone to C-Tech, but you know what I think holds a lot of people back? They're like, "Oh, my friends though. Like, I don't want to go to a different. Like, I want to."
It's hard.
Let me tell you, how many people do you still talk to from high school? A lot of those friends drift. Basically, is what I'm saying.
I count them on one hand.
Yeah,
I'm
those
serious.
friends drift. They're not going to be there forever.
Now,
and you're still gonna have friends that you're at C-Tech you're gonna meet, and some of them you might go work with. And I just think it better prepares you. Now, C-Tech's not for everybody. Like, not everybody wants to go into any of those fields. Some people, you know, they have their mindset. I want to go be a lawyer. If you want to go be a lawyer, go be a freaking lawyer. They might have a criminal justice. I don't know what C-Tech has.
I bet that would help.
Yeah, but like, there's certain things that you may not have to go to C-Tech for, but like, you just have to understand like there are more options in college.
Yeah, for sure.
Make sure you have your priorities straight on. And the financial side of things, do look at the financial side of things. Do look at the quality of the school, the degree that you get, because a piece of paper doesn't guarantee you a job. Just because you got your degree does not guarantee you a job.
No, it doesn't. I want to ask you something, and tell me how much you agree with this. So, like you were talking about before with the algorithms on TikTok, it's kind of the same on Instagram with ads and stuff too. So one of the things that's been coming up with me is a bunch of business, motivation, wealth, all that kind of stuff. And I got one here. I was talking about the school. I was playing it for you a little bit before we started, and I just want to read it off to you and so your viewers can hear and tell me how much you agree with this.
Oh wait, you're not gonna play it?
So no, this is a different video.
Oh,
that came on that video I'll play later.
Okay.
But basically, the school system is broken because you're always told to do stuff by yourself. There's only one right answer. You're scared to death to make a mistake, and they don't want you to know about money. And that's not true because in real world, you can have other people helping you out. It's no problem because you're going to need help at some point in life. Making a mistake, some of the best inventors, businessmen, whatever, even athletes make mistakes, but you learn from those to get better. And then there's way more than one right answer. At least with plumbing too. Like I could uh, pull out prints and say, "Hey, I want this water line run this specific way," and get it done. To a guy who's below me. Or I could just show him the prints, be like, "Hey, you have to get from point A to point B. I don't care how you do it, just get it done." And he could do it completely different than how I see it, but it works. You know what I mean? So, and the other thing about money, they just want to print out people who do what they're told and good workers. They don't want people rising to the top and making them a part of the elites. Because I hate to say it, but dude, we bought into it when we
Oh
went to
yeah.
college. And I'm not saying college wasn't good for you, because dude, you had a ball. I mean, you really did.
It was one of the best things for me. Maybe a different school would have been better.
I mean,
I don't know. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. Continue. I don't want to get too much into that again.
no, it's just they don't want you knowing about money because I don't know if you took it. I think it was my sophomore year. I took financial management, and I shit you not, the only thing I remember how to do from that is how to fill out a checkbook. Because one of the most important things, in my opinion, that being now and being a blue collar worker, I would love to have known how to do is do my taxes. I don't care if they would have had to have a special guest come in for a week
How do you do
and
your
talk about it.
taxes?
TurboTax,
So do I.
but it's kind of self teaching as you do it.
Yeah,
But
but
it
you
helps out a
still
lot.
there's like I don't know. I'm sure there's other ways I could like help myself out and make myself like. Speaking of which, today's tax day.
It's the last day. Yeah, better get it in.
We were talking about that at work today, and one of the guys I work with, who you met last time when he came over, he was like, "Wait, today's the last day." We're like, "Yeah." He's like, "Oh shit."
Well, to be fair, I just did mine last week, so
I
it's
did
okay, buddy.
I did mine a while ago because I was like, I want the money because I get money back. I was like, I need the money, so I wanted that money. Well, I had these things called loans that I needed to pay for.
Don't we all?
Yeah. So yeah, but yeah, kind of going off of like they don't. You take these tests individually. You're not supposed to be wrong, and like I'm not saying you should strive to be wrong, like, but we've talked time and time and time and time again on this podcast. It is one of my most brought up points. You will learn from your failures more than you ever will your successes. That is just how it works. Like that is just how life goes. You're going to have failures. Don't fear it. Don't be afraid of it, but just understand it's going to happen. Don't strive for it. Try to avoid it, but don't be afraid of it when it happens because you're going to learn from it. Just when it happens, when you finally get to that point when I wrote down in my calendar actually, each month I kind of planned out next month and I wrote down there's a little inspiration box. Yeah, it whatever, girly, whatever, but there's a little inspiration box and I don't always write something, but I wrote something that said, if you aren't failing, you aren't trying.
Yeah, and that's 100% true. It really is. Um, just to give you an idea of how they just want to pump out good workers. You know who Kevin O'Leary is?
Name sounds very familiar.
He's the bald dude on Shark Tank.
Oh yeah,
He's
yeah.
kind of like the more like the nastier dude on there. He's kind of like the Simon Cowell of the show.
Kind of like I don't give a shit kind of guy.
He's like, hurry up, present it, and then we'll see what's good. That
Mhm.
kind of guy. But he was on talking with Steve Harvey one time. Another video that popped up on Instagram, by the way. But he was on with Steve Harvey.
Do you follow some of these accounts or do they just kind of pop up for you?
Steve Harvey, I do.
Do you follow like Goldcast?
No.
There's an account called Goldcast. I'll send you one of their videos. Follow them. Anybody listening, there's an account called Goldcast. Definitely worth checking out. Awesome.
What is it like
account.
a black and yellow symbol in the profile picture? Because I feel like I've seen it before. It just sounds familiar.
Hey, shut up. Yeah, that.
Yeah, I've seen that before.
Yeah, definitely go follow them though.
Okay.
I'll send you the account right now.
But anyways, Kevin O'Leary, he was on with Steve Harvey, and he was talking about how the same thing we were just talking about. They would just want to pump out good workers, and he was saying that the average salary in the U.S. is $52,000 a year. So for new people coming up, just out of high school, if you save 10%, this is without putting it in a Roth IRA or putting it anywhere else, just putting it into a savings account. You put 10% of your savings annually in there out of that 52,000. By the time you're 65, you have 1.2 million just for saving. You haven't done crap. You just worked, until you're 65. But by the time you're 65, you have 1.2 million. Now, Roth IRA, you factor in compound interest annually. Oh, that's a lot of dough right there.
That's something I need to do, is create an account that I legit don't touch.
Yeah,
that's my hard part. Is like, it's so easy sometimes too. Like where, I used to say I'm getting better with my money than I ever used to be. But I wasn't taught. Like
no,
and my parents, like, sometimes I want to ask them, how the hell did you do it?
Yeah.
Like, how the hell did you guys take the little bit of money that you had and like make it work? But
yeah,
I'm learning kind of on my own, which I think, I'm not saying my parents like, I think that's a good thing.
yeah.
You need to learn on your own
You do
because everybody's different with what they want to do with their money. Some people are fine with traveling, literally living on the road, having little money, but like they're living the life they want to live. Other people,
that's all you do.
other people, some of them want to, take maybe one trip every couple of years and be fine. Some people want to take $50,000 vacations, whatever.
Yeah.
I know a guy that does that. It's fucking nuts. But I started last night. I finally sat down and made a plan for my saving, like what I'm gonna do each paycheck. And I took out my bills and I was like, all right. I think it was my brother-in-law who told me, he's like, right now, with as little bills as you have, live broke. Live like you're broke.
Okay.
Only give yourself a certain amount of money out of each paycheck.
Yeah.
He's like, obviously, like, don't like get your bills. But like, live like that. He's like, because then when you have more bills, you at least have something set back. So I did it last night. I added up all my bills for the month. I subtract that from each paycheck. Roughly what my paycheck is, I subtract that. And then I was like, you know what? I get paid every 2 weeks. Right now, I'm gonna go with $300 every 2 weeks. I'm gonna try it. That might change. I'm gonna try it because I used to do like 200, but then I realized I'd run out.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go with 300 for 2 weeks, and that that might include gas. That might include like whatever. So we'll just kind of see where that goes, and then whatever's left, I took 50%. What did I do? 50% to my personal savings. Whatever, 50% of what I have left now. The other 25%, we're going on a beach vacation, and I'm now old enough that I have to pay. This sucks. So and it's next year, so I was like, I might as well start saving now, so I'm not pulling out, whatever, $2,000, $3,000 next year at once. I at least have something set back.
Like, I'm going to Florida next month, so I feel you.
Yeah.
I feel your pain, bud.
Luckily, like, we're renting a house and it's my whole family and we're all paying. So like, we're splitting it 5 ways. So that
That's
helps.
not bad.
Yeah, it helps cut down on the cost. But so I'm setting aside 25%, the other 25% for that, and then 25% is going into my personal vacation fund because I have this map of the United States that you put pictures in.
Yeah.
And like you take a picture and then it like you go on the website and it'll print it out in like in the shape of the state and you can put them on there.
Oh,
and my goal is to fill out like every state.
Yeah.
So like every year I kind of want to go to a new state. Like even if it's for 4 days or like a Thursday through Sunday. Like this year I think I'm going to Tennessee. Last year we went to Michigan.
Yeah.
I also got North Carolina at the same time. So like I'm working on trying to at least get like one new state. Like maybe
a year.
It'll probably be more than that.
Well, yeah,
but like at least one a year, one new state a year.
That's cool goal.
Like I just feel like it's it gives you a reason to like because I don't want to be trapped. Like I don't want to not go do vacations, not go have fun.
I hope you do California last because you'll be paying your butt off out there.
You got to go up north. Go up north. That's where
the redwoods.
That's where the real hillbillies are. All right, we're gonna go into a quick break, but then we're gonna come back and continue talking on some of this shit. Today's episode is brought to you by Roughnecks Podcast.com. If you want to support the podcast, then head over to roughnecks podcast.com
and grab you some of that Roughnecks merch. We have everything from t-shirts, long sleeves, sweatshirts, hats, and many more. Stay up to date on the website for new merch coming every couple months. You can place an order and it'll get sent directly to your door, and I don't even take any of the money from it. The money gets put right back into the podcast to continue to improve it for you. If you can't afford to buy some merch this time, then simply just subscribe to the newsletter and it'll keep you up to date on all the new things that are coming. I appreciate all of the support you guys give. It doesn't go unnoticed. Let's get back to today's episode.
What's up, everybody? We are back at it with the episode. Tyler joining me still. As you guys just heard, go get some Roughnecks merch on the website, roughneckspodcast.com. Also, I want to give you guys a quick shout out, well, kind of promo for leosupplements.com. If you need some joint support for your joints, I guess that's what joint support does. Go over to Leo Supplement because I started taking these. As you guys know, I work a blue collar job outside all day, shoveling, whatever, doing hard work, manual labor. Sitting on a bucket is like my guys at work call me Bucket because anytime I see a bucket, I find a way to sit on it. But I noticed the joint pills that Leo Supplements has. I started taking them, and they definitely help. I'm pushing them to everybody. I just bought my dad some. I got a guy I work with. He's gonna buy some as well. So definitely go check the joint pills. They also have protein if you're a active person. Protein, pre-workout, anything you want. They got the iced coffee protein, which is sweet. So go check that out. And then when you place your order, use the promo code Roughnecks for 10% off your order. 10% off your order. 10% off of your order, and you'll get 10%. So yeah, anyway, go use promo code Roughnecks at Leo supplements.com. Anyway, Tyler, let's get back at it. What's up, man? Where are we going now? You got something for me?
Yes, I got something for you. So, have you ever heard your parents, especially with buying a house, always talk about do a 15-year mortgage if possible to hurry up and pay it off?
I feel like I have heard that.
Okay, garbage. Don't do it. I'll tell you why.
The garbage is outside, but okay.
Okay. Well, with the way these houses are with inflation right now, all right, I'm gonna give you something to you. So let's say.
So
right now,
hold on, is this just a particular circumstance because of the way things are now, or just in life in general?
General.
Okay.
So let's say, because roughly an average house now is about $350,000-$400,000.
Fucking stupid.
So a $400,000 house for a 15-year mortgage is roughly about $4,000 a month. All right. Let's apply that same amount of money each month to a 30-year mortgage. So try and manage your money and budget out $4,000 a month. So what you do, half that for the 30 be $2,000, right?
Hold on, manage a budget $4,000 a month.
So pretend it is a 15-year. You're still taking out $4,000, but you're only paying $2,000 towards your mortgage. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, I guess we were talking about before about Roth IRAs. Let's take a Roth IRA out of this completely, and just stick to the 30-year. Okay, so for let's put it into a Roth IRA, but we're doing savings. So this is without interest hitting it at all. So $2,000 times 12, all right, for each year, and times 30 years. So without any interest, how much money do you think it is that you're literally saving, but you're doing what you started off by doing a 15-year mortgage, but you're doing a 30. So you're saving a lot of money.
Yeah, that is a lot of money.
$720,000.
It's up there.
So you're saving almost $750,000 by doing your original principal, and the house you bought was only $400,000. So you're, in a way, you're kind of paying yourself because you're saving that much money. It will be hard. I'm not saying it'll be easy.
Yeah.
But you really have to buckle down and try and save that money. Because if you put that into a Roth IRA and compound interest annually, dude, I bet that number, because I don't know their interest rates, but I bet that number would be probably closer, maybe 4 or 5 million, maybe more.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah. So I'm saying do a 30-year and pay the initial amount each month, but try and save more and just take that out automatically.
Smart man. Where'd you learn that?
Um,
Instagram.
Yeah. It was.
Instagram can be a tool. Now you have to do your research on social media, stuff you hear on social media as well. News wise, I don't want to even get into that, but
The account it was, I believe it's called John's Finance Tips. I think that's what it's called. Let me try and find it here. Because I started following a bunch of these random ones lately that try and help you out in life.
I'm surprised you're not into like crypto or something.
I am a little bit, not really. Another
FYI, now is the time to buy
for
anything. If you're gonna buy crypto, but get into crypto, right now is time because everything is so far down. Every price is so far down. Like I can show you, mine is very hurtful. It sucks to look at what mine looks like compared to when I bought it. I'm like, for the love of God. But it now's the time to buy if you're gonna get into crypto. Now I don't know a whole lot about crypto. I know the basics. That is actually so like each month, kind of right now. I'm trying to find something small, something minor, whatever,
Yeah.
to learn about. Like, you know what? I'm gonna spend this month or 2 weeks, whatever, trying to learn about such topic. Or like I want to learn how to play a guitar. That's one of the things that I'm gonna work on probably starting. That's not like my ideal thing to start right now, but like this month or May is crypto. Like that's what I'm gonna read about it like at least like 3 times a week. Find an article, find a
Yeah.
video, watch it, so you can learn. Like I feel like that's something when you put your mindset that way, you can grow a lot.
If you want, I can hook you up with one of my buddies from Wright State because I'm still in talks with him. We talk every now and then, but one of the things he's big into is stocks and trading, and he's a day trader. Other than being a trainer and a assistant coach for Great Lakes Christian College, all he does is play with the stocks. And I kid you not. So he studies it really hard, and he just got in with this company. There's tests. He has to pay a couple $1,000s to take these tests. But what happens in these tests, he gets a fake account of 200 grand. And what he told me is every day he wants to make a minimum of $1,000 to $2,000 every day. And after 15 days, he gets to keep 80% of that. 20% obviously goes back to the company. That's how they make their money. But he gets to keep 80% of that, and so on and so forth. And he is on phase 2 of that test. So they will actually, for real, give him $200,000 to
Damn.
start with. And he does so well. And it like he sent me a screenshot of his weekly income that he made off of it. It wasn't like the start amount. He made almost 30 grand in 1 week.
Damn. Yeah. All right. So my crypto. This is like one of the examples. This is Shiba. I don't know. Shiba Inu. I don't know exactly what it's called, but like I bought not at the peak, but kind of like right after the peak when it came down a little bit,
Yeah.
and then this is what it's done ever since. And that's
Yeah.
everything right now in the market. Bitcoin, freaking Dogecoin, freaking ApeCoin, whatever it is. Anything. I don't. You guys have any recommendations on what to buy? But yeah, right now is the time to buy because SHIB is 0.00025 a coin or whatever, a blockchain. I don't know exactly how fucking this shit works,
Yeah.
but when I bought it, it was like 0.00007 something.
You know what I got a lot of shares of?
Huh.
Dogecoin.
I have a little bit of Dogecoin, but not a whole lot.
Yeah, because that one, it's just
To the moon.
kinda
Oh yeah,
tanked.
yep. It's dude. Even Bitcoin's tanked.
I know.
My
It's-
boss could have bought Bitcoin when it was like $300 a share, or a whatever. I don't even know,
Oh my
coin or
gosh.
something. But his bank, it was when crypto like wasn't a thing, like it was new,
Yeah.
and his bank flagged it. He's like, I still have the fucking email. His bank
Wow.
flagged it as like fraud, like didn't let it go through because they thought it was like something like a mistake,
Yeah.
and he just never did anything with it.
Oh my gosh.
And he's like, I look now. He's like, I'd have been fucking
Set.
yeah. There's a guy I believe that bought Bitcoin when it first like was a thing. When it first came out, it was super cheap. I think it was like I don't even know what it was.
Yeah.
doesn't have his password, can't get into his account.
Dude, I read about that.
Can't get into his account. And it like the company won't help him. Of course, the company won't help him because they don't want to pay him.
Yeah. Well, did you hear what eventually happened?
Mm-mm.
He tried to hire a hacker, like
Really?
to open it up for him, but you get 3 tries.
Yep.
On it, and he ended up losing. I want to say it was like basically $70 million he lost out on.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie, I'd probably commit suicide after that.
That would suck.
And
Of course, some of the publicity probably helped him make a little bit of money too.
do you see about the guys diving in trash, trying to find like old USB file he threw away, and it had like an enormous amount of Bitcoin on it, and he's been searching his local dumpster or dump site for 8 years
But
because it has
it's
over
gone.
$300 million on it.
It's gone.
He's been searching for 8 years, dude.
Somebody has that and it's like, yep, fuck you.
I would cry. I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah. It's I don't know. Crypto's a interesting world. I'm not 100% in it, but I kind of am to a degree. It's unique
it is.
to say the least.
You got to know people, honestly. I can't figure it out myself. You kidding me? You got to know people who know the ins and outs of how everything goes together.
I think the big thing is you just have to understand how it works, and you have to understand
Yeah.
the market. Like it's no different than stocks or whatever. Like you just have to understand the market and how it flows and when to buy, when to sell. And like my boss said, he's like, the hardest thing to do is when it's going up and you're above and like you're going to be making a profit.
Yeah.
When do you cash out? When do you cash out? When do you cash out?
That's probably the hardest.
Because you're always like, well, it's still going up. I'll give it another day. And then all of a sudden it could tank and you could just miss out on that opportunity.
Yeah.
And he's like, the big thing, sometimes like you have to set yourself a point. Like, all right, if I get to this high, this much profit, I'm cashing out. No
Yeah.
regrets. You know, it is what it is. Like you have to set a point for yourself. Like I want to make this much off of it and then I'm done.
But Bitcoin was a whole different entity, dude.
See, that's where that's what started the whole craze for everything. Because people saw what Bitcoin. Because Bitcoin, what's the price of it right now?
Well,
44,000 or something.
yeah. And
Bitcoin is 41,000.
at its peak, it was what, like almost 70?
Something like that. Let's look at all. 69.
So almost 70 grand for one.
Yeah.
One coin.
I have like $5 worth of Bitcoin.
Hopefully it'll go up to 100,000.
Yeah.
Make it a little bit of money.
No, I'm just waiting on the Shiba Inu. If Shiba Inu reaches $1,
Uh-huh.
I'll be fucking rich. Because it's 0.00025 a coin or whatever the fuck it is. So if it reaches $1,
Oh boy.
you want to know how many shares of it I have?
Yeah. Well, yeah, hit me with some quick math, Cole. Please do.
I have 1,566,963 shares.
What?
Because they're 0.0, they're
Wait.
like literally, they're less than a penny to buy them.
You said it was Shiba?
Shiba Inu.
Okay, because I think my uncle has that, and he was telling me that even if it hits 1 penny, just 1 penny,
You'll
I
be-
think he would make like 3 million.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I don't know how many he had to buy, but
Yeah, I have over a
that's
million of
crazy.
them. It's worth it, I hope. I just learned not to even look at the account. I'm like, you know what? I'm just like I'm holding on to it until, such and such gets out of Washington, and then maybe the economy takes a turn and climbs back up.
I'm just not hip to all that stuff. I gotta have somebody help me. It's not mine.
Some people are they're natural with it. They just understand it. It just makes sense. It's just
Yeah.
like, I bet some people couldn't edit a podcast. And I look at it, and I'm like, hey,
Me? I couldn't do it.
You could figure it out.
I mean, I bet it's probably not that hard, but if you had me, oh yeah, hey Tyler, hit these few buttons right here. Make us.
It's
have
like
this
when I was
sound
learning
effect.
3D. Did I ever show you any of that stuff?
No.
I was learning 3D design.
Oh yeah, you showed me that.
Yeah, like my boss was like, dude, I don't get it. I don't understand it. Like he's like, I can do a 2D design easy. Like 3D, it just doesn't make sense to me. And I'm like, click, click, click. Okay. Yeah, no, I'm not saying
Done.
I was great at it. Like I was not great, but like it started like the more I play with it, the better I got at it.
Yeah.
That's with
That's what
anything.
she
in
said.
life. Oh my gosh, Michael
Uh,
Scott, aka Wayne Gretzky.
I had to. I mean, you can't pass those moments up.
No. So I'm on my second main. This is really not good.
Dude,
I'm
second?
probably not gonna sleep tonight. I also had a Red Bull for breakfast.
Okay, in all seriousness, those are probably the most healthy energy drinks because all
No,
it is just
nope,
caffeine and a
nope.
bunch of vitamin B.
You know what the healthiest energy drink out there, I believe, in my opinion, is?
What?
There's this thing called Jocko Go or Jocko Fuel. Jocko
Never,
Go.
never heard of it.
I know, because he's not. It's growing. Eventually, it'll be. You will see, potentially. I'm calling it. I listened to his podcast. He's an ex-Navy SEAL. Wanted to come up with an energy drink that's like actually good for you.
Okay.
It has 95 milligrams of caffeine or something, but it's like actually good for you. Like you know, most of these you drink them, none of them are good for your health,
Yeah.
and especially when you drink 3 a day. But
Dude, that's unsafe.
I don't drink 3 a day. It's just days that I didn't. Most of the time, I have coffee ready in the morning because I have a coffee pot that like automatically brews. Like you set the timer.
Wait, coffee and a bang?
No. If I have coffee, I
Oh.
don't drink an energy drink.
Oh, thank
But
God,
I have to
dude.
have some sort of caffeine in the morning. Like I have to have something.
Yeah.
So if I don't have time for coffee, I stop at the gas station and get me a
Yeah.
Monster usually. I'm more of a Monster, but Monster lately there's not very many options because the trucks apparently. But Jocko, he I love his stuff, and his podcast is awesome if you can listen to a 4-hour episode. You know the guy that gave the commencement speech, make your bed. If you want to change the world, make your bed.
Yeah. I saw
The-
that.
Yeah. So him and Jocko do an episode together. It is a 4-hour episode, but it is worth every 4 hour, like every minute of those 4 hours.
That's a long episode.
I listened to it over like 3 days. Like we have like an hour drive to work up to the job in Delaware. So I just put my headphones in, and so I would get like 45 minutes there to an hour there, 45 minutes to an hour back. So I get like almost 2 hours in
Yeah.
every single day.
I will credit you with something. Because I do remember when we did our Hold My Beer episode, you put on after we got done with the episode, you were showing some Joe Rogan stuff. Dude, I've been listening to him lately.
Rogan?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like just some different episodes. Like
Well, like the thing about
It's-
Rogan is it's like reading a book. Like you get the people that he has on. Some of them are just funny. Some of them are related to something you like Cameron Haynes. He's a hunting guy. And then some of them, like he has doctors on. He had Jordan Peterson on. Like,
Yeah.
like that episode.
that one I still gotta watch.
I was like sitting there with my eyes real big, like
I've
trying
s-
to follow as much as I can. I'm like, God, he's such a
I've
smart
seen
man.
snippets of it, but he just like blows your mind, doesn't he?
Another one, Jocko does an episode with Rogan as well. But anyway, yeah, Rogan's awesome. I mean, I listen to a lot of podcasts, but I'll give some other podcasts real quick because I listen to podcasts more than I listen to music anymore. Jordan Peterson podcast, I like it. If you need a good funny podcast, Two Bears, One Cave.
Two Bears, One Cave.
It is Tom Segura and Burt Kreischer,
Okay.
both stand-up comedians. Fucking hilarious. We will put it on the TV and watch the episodes. It's on YouTube too.
Okay.
We'll literally put it on the TV and just sit here and watch it like a TV show.
Really?
It's hilarious. Listen to the Roughnecks podcast as well. Awesome podcast. Granger Smith podcast, Cleared Hot, Real AF with Andy Priscilla, Jocko podcast, Fieldcraft Survival, Be Boulder, The Pursuit Yee podcast, The Traveling Mermaid, Jocko Unraveling, and that's it.
How many do you know are out there that specifically talk about fishing stuff? And the reason I ask that is because I don't know if you remember, I want to be a charter captain
Uh-huh.
one day. And one of the things I was just happened to be following this guy on Instagram. Once again, he was talking about a podcast he had on. And it was the guy who specifically talks about like the ins and outs of one of the fish that's like a major target fish down there. Oh, you're showing me something right now. Is that Major League Fishing?
Yes.
I thought it said MILF.
I did too. I'm not even gonna lie. I thought it said MILF and I was very confused, and then I saw Major League Fishing. Yeah, there's a lot. I mean, there's not a lot. It's not. There's one that's actually Florida fishing.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to start listening to that.
Just go on your podcast and type in fishing.
I downloaded Spotify just to listen to podcasts.
Yeah, because it's the only spot you can get Rogan.
I do have Anchor downloaded too.
You don't need Anchor. Listen to it on Spotify.
Well, you told me to download Anchor.
No.
Yeah, you did.
Oh, well, you don't need an Anchor.
Okay.
So it'll just take you to that site. If you're gonna listen to the podcast, I mean, Spotify's fine, and
Yeah.
Apple Podcast is fine. I listen to most of mine on Apple, but I have Spotify as well. Because if you go to my Apple, I have a queue of all the podcasts that I need to listen to, so it just plays. And if I want to listen to something specific,
Yeah.
I'll go to Spotify so that I can just click on it. Because if I click on one on Apple, then all my queue just disappears, and it takes me too much time to organize that. My OCD.
Jeez. That was a lot of videos too.
I got a lot to watch. Back to the whole Jocko thing. Jocko has an energy drink, dude. It is awesome. It tastes so good. It doesn't. It has an energy drink taste to it, but they're coming smaller, small skinny cans like a Red Bull can,
Yeah.
kind of. But they're awesome. He's eventually, in my opinion, going to make energy drinks a thing of the past.
Really?
My goal is to make my own.
You want your own energy drink?
Yes.
What are you gonna have in it?
I haven't got that far yet. I got to do a lot of research, okay?
Are you gonna be basic and have it, be fruity flavors?
I don't know. Probably. More like a Monster type in style where you have different. I mean, of course, you have to have different flavors.
Black cans.
Oh, duh.
Black cans, red and white.
Maybe red cans, actually. Because when you look at energy drinks, Monster has the black cans, Red Bull has the silver, Bangs are colorful.
I feel like
Do you see any red can energy drinks?
specifically red. Well, I don't drink energy drinks, so
Okay, but
I'm not
you
the
see
right
them in the
person to
gas
ask.
station at least.
Dude, I don't drink them.
Oh, okay.
I just drink water. That's pretty much all I drink at work.
Well, yeah. They'll have that.
Yeah, but I'm not, stereotypical blue collar dude like you. Well, I gotta have my coffee. I gotta have my energy drink. I gotta have my cigarette to work. I'm not saying you smoke, but
No, I put a can of, or I put a, I got,
put dip in it.
what the problem is, that's what happens is I have to stop at the gas station to get a can of dip, and then I'm like, I might as well get a Monster too while I'm here.
How much is that? You ever do the math on that?
Yes, I don't want to talk about it. I've done the math, and it hurts.
We were talking about
And
money
especially
stuff.
because the prices of dip has gone up, and it hurts.
So we'll do some more math for your viewers real
Damn
quick.
it.
We'll say $10 a day, roughly. $10 a day times 5 days a week times 52 weeks. That's $2,600, Cole.
Yep.
$2,600. That could.
It was worse when I was buying 2 cans of. I would stop by 2 cans of dip, 2 Monsters. I wouldn't buy 2 cans of dip every day, obviously, but I would buy 2 Monsters every day.
You can put that towards another vehicle and get rid of that stupid Ford.
Hey, there ain't nothing wrong with her, but she does have a crack.
Nothing wrong now.
She does have a crack in the windshield, but that was from a rock, and that could happen to any vehicle.
Yeah.
That's just.
That would suck.
I was sitting there one day, and I looked up, and I went, "What the fuck is that?" Because it's like I was looking in my rearview mirror, and it's like right above, like right past my rearview mirror.
It's just starting to grow little by little.
It's literally like an L, and it just keeps starting to get longer. But I was like sitting there, and I'm like, "What the fuck? Where the fuck did you come from? Like where? But no!" And I got out and looked, and it literally has the tiniest spot where like a freaking tiny rock
Yeah.
must have hit it, but just hit it just right, and it like because you can't even see where a rock hit it unless you get up there and like really look.
Better call Safe Flight.
I'm going to call insurance first.
See if it's covered.
Yeah, it should. My parents said it should.
It probably is.
So we're gonna move into. You got anything else you want to talk about before we move into our final segments?
What you got for me?
Well, I got a question that I like to ask all my guests. It's a fun one.
Oh gosh. Hit me.
If you could go back and tell your 16-year-old self one thing, what would it be?
One thing.
One
God.
thing.
Dude, why you gotta ask me that?
I ask everybody
Well,
this.
how do I simple it down to one thing
Figure it
and
out.
still
bud.
be general?
Figure it out.
If I had to pick something, okay. So I promise this ties into it. I
We'll see.
have daily reminders set up every day. I got 5 of them, and at least the bottom 3 I say every day. But the first one is speak it into existence. The second one, because I had a truck in this too, but I said all you got, like the goals I want to have is a truck and a boat. But now I just have a boat, so all you got is a boat. Get that bread, boy. Another one is thank him. Mornings are great. Next is I will own the flats, but I want for the Florida trip next year. Another is I will own a Diamond Sea dump trailer budget. It's just things that I want. By speaking it to existence, talking, because your mind, you got to feed it. It craves attention. You gotta feed it. You gotta nurture it, take care of it, and so forth. If I would have told myself at 16, I would have paid more attention to this, speaking things into existence, and letting the little things go, and not be so stressed out. Because I know you remember. Like I said, we've been friends 12 years. You've heard things over the years.
Long freaking time.
How long did I say I wanted a diesel truck, a 1-ton diesel truck?
A long time.
What did I end up getting?
A 1-ton diesel truck, but you got a Chevy, so.
But it's a Duramax. Anyways,
Yeah.
I was saying for almost 2 years I wanted a 1-ton diesel truck. And just so happens I was looking one random Saturday night on Auto Trader, and it popped up. And I kid you not, I could have not gotten a better deal.
No.
On
Yeah,
it.
you got a good deal.
And another thing that happened was you never got to meet her, which was a good thing. But one of my exes was going through a bad time after the breakup, and you know how you go through that. I'm sorry, Lord, I'll do better. Just please bring her back. I want to feel happy again. Blah blah blah. Blah. I said that for a while.
Yeah, screw that.
It sucks for your
it
own
sucks.
health.
It sucks.
And I was going through that, and I don't know what happened, but at some point I started switching over, saying, bring someone into my life that I ain't got to worry about, stepping out, doing whatever, being crazy. Just give me someone I can count on. Like the next one, that be it. And lo and behold, my sister makes a new friend. And this is when I was still working at Menards. And Friday night I would sleep with my parents and get up and go to work Saturday morning. Well, she brought that friend by. I didn't realize that, one, that'd be who I'm dating, but two, when I asked him to bring me someone, he literally brought someone in my parents' living room.
It's weird how life works.
And from then on, it's like I said, those daily tips. At least the bottom 3. I say those every day 3 times. Like I have to hear it and get motivated. I try to save things on my phone, take pictures, watching podcasts that talk about this stuff. I try to stay into it.
Speaking things into existence is huge, because I feel like you've always seen, like, I know some people that talk about it on this podcast, and it's something that I do as well. Not exactly to their degree, but a different way. Write it down, like kind of like what you did. You put it in your phone, and like
Yes.
you gotta put it somewhere. Like there's a calendar on the fridge right here, beside us. Like if you want it, if you have this goal, like you want it every day, like you have to see it. Put it somewhere you will see it every single day.
Yes.
Because then it'll stay on your mind, and it's something you don't forget about. I can't tell you how many times I've had ideas for the podcast that I forget about, and then I come back and I like realize, like, oh crap, I forgot I wanted to do this. But now, like, I put it somewhere. Like if I have something for the podcast, or if I have something in life, I put it on something, my phone, my calendar, my personal calendar, notebook, whatever, something to where you see it all the time.
Yeah. Do you care if my phone's still connected, if I try and play something from Steve Harvey? This is a different thing that goes along with what you're saying, writing it down. Just make sure to see if I can connect to this.
Yep, go for it.
Let's do a test, see if this works.
Think it's real.
Can you hear it?
Don't think it's real.
Turn it
I
up.
don't even care about money. I make a lot of money.
Here we go.
I
Yep, there we
dare
go.
you to try it. Write everything you want on a piece of paper. Everything. I don't care. Use your wildest imagination. If you can think it, you can achieve it. Write it on a piece of paper. Read it every morning and every night. Come back here 1 year from today and see how much of that stuff then came true. That's a promise of your God. That ain't no theory I come up with. That's all successful people have. Everything I've ever gotten in life, I've written.
He's written down.
Write it down.
That's one of the most motivational dudes I try to keep up with, because that dude always has a boost of energy and wants to see other people succeed. And another one I got from him, rich people don't sleep 8 hours.
Ask Elon Musk how much he sleeps.
He probably doesn't.
That's what a lot of people think.
It's probably what, 4 hours?
I think that's what he said is ideal for him.
4 hours.
That's how he feels refreshed if he has 4 hours.
I don't know how he functions.
Me personally, I feel the best when I get 6 hours.
Yeah.
That's when I feel the best. Now, that's granted. That's if I like it. So if I wake up, we'll say if I wake up at 6 o'clock, if I go to bed at 11 or 12, see, that's where it's struggle, because the later you go to bed,
the harder it is.
the harder it is. But if I go to bed at like 10 o'clock and I wake up at 5 a.m., that'd be what? 7 hours of sleep.
Yeah.
I feel great.
Yeah.
Dude, the days, so I go work for my brother-in-law sometimes, and they'll work before work. We'll go in and meet at 5:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
Some of those days, if I go to bed at a decent time, granted, if I go to bed at a decent time, this podcast keeps me up late sometimes. But if I go to bed at a decent time, and I wake up at 4:30, 5 o'clock, dude, by the time I get to work, like my day job, like they're like, dude, what the hell is wrong with you? I'm like, dude, I feel great. I'm ready to go. Like I'm just like, I feel awesome when I wake up early. Like you just feel accomplished. Like you feel like you actually like you're doing something.
Let me see if you're the same way as me. So, depending on the job site, depends on when we go into work. It's usually 6 or 7 to start time. But I have a window. I either get up early or I get up late. Meaning I have to get up anywhere from 4:30 to 6:30, even if it's weekends. Or I don't wake up until 11 or 12. And if I wake up anytime in between that, I feel tired the rest of the day. I can't do anything in between. It has to be early or late.
Yeah.
And I try to be early.
Yeah. The earlier I get up, the better I feel.
Well,
you got something else, or
yeah, I got something else from it's about the sleeping the 8 hours, because this is probably the one that woke me up the most and really caught me on to him and started paying attention to more what this guy was saying. But basically, he's saying rich people do not sleep 8 hours a day. It's only a minute long.
Okay.
If you are sitting in this room and you have extraordinary aspirations, then you're going to have to do extra. You have to decide if you are willing to do the things to put you in that category. Rich people don't sleep 8 hours a day. That's a third of your life. It ain't but 24 hours in a day. You cannot be sleep 8 hours a day. You can't live in LA and wake up at 8 o'clock in the morning. It's 11 o'clock on the East Coast. The stock market been open 2 hours. They already making decisions about your life, and your ass was asleep. The Bible says, he who loves to sleep and the folding of hands, poverty will set upon you like a thief in the night. Start putting some pressure on. Put some pressure on yourself. Get out here and get about it. Look, I'd love to sugarcoat this thing for you. I'd love to tell you, look, you can go out here and get rich, do a couple of things. That ain't happening. You got to get real doggish. You got to get downright funky if you want to make it.
Yeah. Here, disconnect real quick. I got a video for you as well.
Okay.
It's back to
Disconnected.
The Elon Musk. I found the video of him talking. It was actually Rogan when he was on with Rogan. You know, he smoked weed with Rogan too on that podcast. I haven't actually watched that episode, but
That's one of the ones I want to watch.
Yeah. And speaking of Elon Musk, he's making waves in the world right now with the trying to buy Twitter.
Dude, he single-handedly, one man outdid NASA. Think about that. One man built his own space company, and he eventually wants to go to Mars.
Yeah, I think he'll do it.
I think he will too. Like that man's he's just genius.
Right. What the fuck?
You're not connected?
It said I was.
I
No,
did.
you disconnected.
I did.
He not. It says I'm connected.
Yeah, I'm not connected, dude. I turned it off.
No, it said disconnected. My phone just didn't connect.
Oh.
Connected.
There you go.
All right, here we go.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Out to 7,
How much do you sleep?
about 6 hours.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, it's not that crazy.
For you, for someone who does as much as you, that's impressive that you can squeeze that in.
Yeah, I've tried sleeping less, but then total productivity decreases.
Yeah. So you feel like 6 is the number where it's
Yeah, I don't find myself wanting more sleep than 6.
how much do you sleep?
He just so
About 6
casually-
hours.
That's pretty
so
good.
casually too. He's just like, yeah, 6 hours.
Yeah.
And I mean, I know 8 hours is ideal, but I feel groggy when I sleep 8. I like 6,
Well, I know,
6 to 7.
and I think I want to say it might be Peterson, your boy Peterson, that might back it up. The older you get, the less sleep you need. But I mean, our brains are still growing now, so we might need a little more. But I still try to get 6, 7
I think that you have to at least get 6
to
to fully function.
Well, when you produce, you want to produce good. You don't just want to produce average.
Yeah.
You don't want to produce D or C. You want to produce B and A.
Exactly. But we're going to move in to the best segment of the podcast, which is Motivation Monday. Motivation Monday is the point in the episode where I allow the guests to give the Roughnecks listeners a little inspirational bump to set the tone for their week as they listen on Monday morning. So what do you got for Motivation Monday? Do you need connected back to the Bluetooth, or are you good?
No, I'm good. I guess this goes, and I'm not trying to section your views. This kind of goes more towards the religious ones. Once again, Steve Harvey, I got this from him. He had a guy, one of his mentors.
Yeah.
He would call him every morning, 5 o'clock in the morning, wake him up. Oh yeah, Steve, today's gonna be a good day. Yeah, Steve, you're gonna have a great week, man. It's a beautiful day. Sun ain't even out. Oh, it's gonna be a great day, man. Have a blessed day. Dude, I'm asleep. What are you talking about? And ever since then, and that 8-hour video I just showed you, I try to wake up no matter at some point before lunch. I try to do it immediately is wake up and thank God, one, that I'm alive, and two, I try to speak it into existence and set the precedent saying, thank you, today is going to be a good day, or thank you, I hope today is better than yesterday, or thank you, today will be better than yesterday. It will be better, not I hope, it will be better, I try to take it one day at a time. And bottom line, we've already covered it, dude. I just speak into existence. I can't preach that enough. I really can't.
I like that you said one day at a time. Too many people get so caught up in, I think, trying to look too far down the future, too far up the ladder.
Yes.
Look, take a pause. Take a pause. I'm sitting beside one that likes to go at it full 100%, but like I get it, but it also like sometimes you have to my best way to explain it is when you look at a ladder, if you're trying to climb up a ladder, is it easier if they're closer together or further apart?
Together.
Exactly. You have to, a lot of people forget about the small steps and they try to skip over some of those steps that it takes.
You got to take an inch before you take a mile.
Yep. Exactly. So and it's exactly true though. You have to speak it into existence. If you don't speak it into existence, then it's not something that you truly want. If you're not sitting there saying every day, like, this is what I want, or, once every couple days, like, I want this, this is a goal of mine, this is a goal of mine.
Yeah.
If you're not reading it, seeing it, writing it down, whatever, you will never have it.
I got a buddy that literally talks to himself in the mirror, like literally goes up every morning and does what I do.
Is he okay?
Well, he's the rich dude that's in the trading.
Yeah, fair enough.
So, but he told me, he said, dude, I wake up, I look myself in the mirror, and whether he's talking about speaking to existence, he'll say, like, you are great, Q. You are worthy. Like, you will have an awesome day, Quincy. You are worth it. Stuff like that. And it seems to benefit him. So I don't care if it's weird or not. Do it. Nobody's around. That's the best point. Nobody's around, so no one's gonna know. You don't have to be posting it or when everybody is sitting around you. Talk to yourself, because then you might look weird. I ain't gonna lie, you'll probably look weird and be like, what the heck are you doing? Do it to yourself. Keep it to yourself. And how you're saying have different milestones. I have a bunch of different goals I want to achieve that are further down the road, but the immediate ones you got to take more advantage of and get those out of the way and have stepping stones.
You have to
that
have
lead on.
small wins. Small wins are important. Kind of going off what you said about speaking into existence. Now, this can be a double-edged sword too.
Yes.
If you speak negatively, you can go downhill as well. Because look at this.
If you keep calling yourself ugly and fat and not worthy and all these things, then that's exactly what you're going to be.
Yes.
So she said, change your words. And that's what I had to do. And it really helped me as well. And it was something, the words that I made for myself were, I am bold, I am brilliant, I am beautiful, I am worthy of all, I love you. And I love you was the hardest one of them all. If you keep calling,
You have
true.
to speak true. Like, you have to speak good, because if you start
Yeah.
speaking bad on it, you can go downhill as well.
I don't like negativity, dude.
And it can be hard sometimes. If you get yourself in that mindset, it can be hard to get yourself out of that mindset.
Yeah, it really is. Like, I was pause. I want to connect back here in a second for one last one, but yeah,
Disconnecting.
all right. Let me connect back real quick. He says P9,
P9.
P9.
Penis.
Mm.
It's like
Connecting.
69, but P9.
You remember earlier how you talking about writing stuff down and different goals that you want?
Yeah.
So basically, and no offense, this dude just puts it down a little bit better and
Yeah.
tells a little
Oh,
bit
yeah.
better.
I'm-
But it's exactly what you're talking about. So hold on a second.
Paper. Take a clean sheet of paper and write down goals in today's date, and then write down 10 goals that you would like to accomplish in the next 12 months, and write them in the present tense. Just write down, I earn, I achieve, I drive such and such a car, I own, whatever it happens to be, and then you follow the 7 steps. Write it down, set a deadline, make a list of everything you have to do to accomplish it, organize the list into a checklist, take action, and then do something every day. If you'll just do this simple exercise, then you'll all be rich. Nothing can stop you but yourself.
Nothing can stop you but yourself. Yes. Yes. That is the big takeaway right there.
So, yeah, he said basically what you were saying, having the ladders closer together, the steps closer together. That dude is just basically saying the same thing, but write it down. And after you accomplish it, check it off. Check
Yep.
it off. All right, I did this. I'm one step closer. I'm 1% better today.
That was always our thing in football, was go 1-0. Kind of like get 1% better, but it's to go 1-0 at everything you do.
Yes.
Go 1-0 at taking that test, go 1-0 at doing your homework, go 1-0 at practice on every single drill. It wasn't even just like have a good practice altogether. It was every single drill, go 1-0.
Yes.
And when you look at it that way, when you break it down, go 1-0 at everything literally everything that you do, you're getting 1% better all the time.
Yes. It's the same thing we were talking about with money too. You save a little bit here and there. Like you save $20 a week. After 52 weeks, you have I don't know, but
2 times 52 would be 104. That'd be $100 or $10,040. Or $1,040. $1,040. Sorry, 1040 is what I meant to say, but I said 10,000. $1,040.
so you save $1,000 by you piss away $20 a day, like you really do.
No, don't tell me that.
Like, Cole, you piss more than $20.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's the same.
That's a case of Bush Light. Bush Light, you still need to sponsor me.
Yep, this is why I don't drink. That lifestyle's too expensive, bud. I don't know how you do it.
Not when you drink Bush Light.
Well, yeah, but then you lose flavor and taste. But
Yeah.
not beer. I'm not a beer guy, so
Yeah.
it don't really matter.
Well, I think that's a wrap on episode 97 of the Roughnecks Podcast. Thanks for coming back on, Tyler.
Thanks
I'm
for having me,
assuming
buddy.
you'll be back on probably for another episode. You're not done yet.
I kind of want to do another beer Friday.
Friday beers. It's not. Well, no, it's called Hold My Beer.
Hold my beer.
Hold My Beer. We came up with that name kind
Yeah.
of sorta. We never actually came up with a name. I just
Until
had to,
after.
I had to name it something. Was like, shit.
Like we started the episode saying, "Oh, what should we call it? What should we call it?" The whole episode we never even
No,
like we're
we
like
never
this
even
is it.
revisited it or whatever.
No.
But thanks for coming on the episode. You guys, I don't really think I have any announcements though, off the top of my head. That's all we got for today. We will be back Friday with another Fast Friday. But until then, you guys know the deal. Life is hard. It's gonna knock you down just like a bull does to a bull rider. Don't let the bull of life walk all over you. Get up, grab the bull by the horns, and take control of your life. Roughnecks, out.
Thank you all for tuning in to this week's episode of the Roughnecks Podcast. If you like today's episode, then be sure to subscribe, rate and review, and share it with a friend if you got some value from it. Head over to social media and follow the Roughnecks Podcast on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Facebook, and subscribe to that YouTube channel. Don't forget to get you some of that merch by heading over to roughneckspodcast.com and subscribe to the newsletter while you're there. See y'all next week. Roughnecks out.